What's up, family? Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. We got a lot to unpack today, but before we get started, we want to welcome our girl, Ree, back to the table.
Hey, girl. Welcome back.
Yeah. Okay, so coming up, Brian McKnight is calling out his family following the tragic death of his son, Niko, and the drama just keeps getting worse. And then in Girlfriend's Guide, we're talking friendships and finances. Did you know 73% of people say they're still waiting to be paid back by friends they loan money to? Yeah, it's crazy, right? And later, we'll get into unpopular opinions. So come on in, join the discussion. And if you're watching us via social media, hop in the chat, drop some comments so we can be interactive, okay? We want to hear from you. You're watching POV. Okay, so Brian McKnight is now speaking out after the death of his estranged son, Niko, who passed away at 32 after battling cancer. But instead of mourning quietly, Brian is calling out his own family, accusing his brother, Claude, of making a tasteless TikTok announcement and blasting his ex, Julie, for allegedly blocking Niko from getting help and keeping him away from the McKnight side of the family. Let's take a look.
Big thanks to Claude McKnight's tasteless and self-aggrandizing announcement on TikTok that frankly was not his to make. In my opinion, he inserted himself and used Niko's death as an opportunity instead of letting him pass with respect and dignity. The last time he and I spoke, we offered him all the help we could provide. We had the #1 oncologist on deck for him and a team of specialists on standby with private care in our home. He and his mother declined. To the self-proclaimed mama bear, may God have mercy on your soul for not allowing him to accept that help and not allowing him to use that line of communication.
Now, I don't know if y'all saw the message that Claude left on his tasteless TikTok, so Brian would say, but I don't feel like there was anything wrong with the message that he said. This is his nephew anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there was an issue with him. You know, maybe Brian didn't like that he took to social media, but I still don't see the issue. Like, this was his family too.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, you can go.
I just I feel like, his brother,
Claude.
he's in Take 6, Claude. He has a community. He has fans too.
Right.
That he shares his heartbreak with.
Yes.
That he celebrates his triumphs with.
Yes.
So I really don't see why Brian would really come at him like he's being an opportunist.
They probably would have shamed him if he didn't speak up.
Exactly. Who seems to be the opportunist seems to be the other brother. Brian McKnight. Because, I mean, why did he have to say anything about it in the first place? He didn't say anything about his son passing, as far as we know.
Right, not publicly.
But he did say something about his brother speaking on it. And I just don't think that's right. It seems like, why did he have to say something when he could have just left it alone?
And
So
let him grieve.
So the ex Julie, is she the mother who just died?
Yeah.
So then I kind of agree with Brian, because if the brother is getting on here, and of course he may feel how he feel, but at the same time, now this is a grieving mother. So why come on there and say that to attack her in this moment when she's grieving? She just lost a son.
Like he would.
No, but he didn't attack her.
No, I'm saying where he
Brian
said
McKnight
Brian was attacking her.
no, where he
Mama Bear.
No, not Brian, the brother, where it said that the mother, ex-Julie,
God
kept the son away from Brian.
No,
Yes.
so that's not really what
He was
happened. That's,
32.
exactly. And Brian at the same time,
a grown man.
of course,
Thank
he's
you.
always trying to get sympathy for himself and excuses for him disowning his first family, his black family in the first place, because he's saying that, in his statement that they offered his son top-notch care with the best,
The top-notch
exactly,
Yes.
at his home. So, and then that the son and the mother refused. So now he's blaming the mother, but this is the son that you publicly disclaimed. And now you're saying that if I come and live with you and your new family,
Y'all will take care of me.
you'll take care of me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
no.
uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
wasn't he known to have said back in 2004 that the kids from his first marriage were a product of sin and evil? why would they want to talk to him?
Now, you know,
A product of sin. Now, they had to be a producer of
I'm
sin
done.
in order to have products of sin. So I want to
that
know
too,
what happened
Raquel.
here.
I
Well,
think
it's
he
all
did
over
say
the
that.
internet, so it's not a surprise.
But back to the brother, didn't we just read that the brother said that the mother was keeping the son?
No, Brian
that was Brian
said that
McKnight.
all the brother said was that he just found out that his nephew had died.
Okay.
Well, with social media, and he spoke to what kind of child he was. He was, fun and playful,
Talented.
very energetic, talented, things like that.
He didn't say nothing wrong.
Yeah, and then he's sad that he passed.
He really
yeah.
did.
And no, it
So
was Brian
is really
McKnight who
exploiting
said
this.
the mama bear. That was what we heard.
Right.
Was
May
what
God
Brian
have
McKnight said.
mercy on your soul.
Yeah.
Brian.
And none at all did he talk about him grieving the loss of his son.
No, he didn't.
Not
mention
one
that
bit.
at all.
So it seems like he was the opportunist trying to point fingers at his brother, who seemed to be sincere about speaking on the nephew passing away.
Yeah.
So if y'all daddy did y'all wrong, right, and disclaimed y'all all these years or whatever,
Right.
and this was y'all in a situation where you could possibly die, would you take the help from your father or you would just die?
I know I wouldn't have just died. I probably feel like
I just roll over.
one, I feel like it could have been the stress from the interaction with the father who disclaimed you anyways that even helped accelerate whatever was going on in the
stress will
healing
do it.
process.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I would let daddy be wherever he was going to be. And if you really care for me, send the help.
Into my
need to come
home,
to your
where
house
I
for
am.
him.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but again,
Send it to me.
if you're about to die,
Sure, accept
would
the
you
help.
take the help?
I would tell him to
But
send
maybe
it
he
to
didn't
me.
want
and if
it.
he not, so then are you coming or are you just
So
gonna
then
die?
I'm just gonna roll over. I guess.
Maybe he wasn't giving him any help than what he was already getting, and maybe he felt what he was getting was the best help. So just because his dad said
I'm not
that he
talking
had,
about him. I'm asking y'all.
well,
What would
sure,
y'all- what would y'all do?
Sure,
Would
but
y'all
like you
get the
said, in
help?
my home,
Like
but let me
Tally
tell you,
said,
there's
if he cared
one
enough,
person
he
I
would
know.
send it to me.
To
If he
him.
really don't, if
That's
he care
right.
about my health and he really wants me to survive this,
Yeah.
and he feels like he has the money to pay somebody to help
Send
me
it to
survive,
me.
Send it to
It doesn't
me
have
if you
to be in
really
his
are
home.
for my health and well-being.
Correct.
You
And
will
if-
send it to
But
me.
would you go? But would
If
you
you
go?
just listen. The thing
where?
about
He
it
didn't
is,
send it
if
to
you
me.
disown me, you probably don't care if I live or die anyway.
Right. So
he called them products of sin and evil.
And now you telling me come to your house, I'm gonna get the best care of my life.
So
I'm not playing. So do y'all think there are times when a parent has good reason to cut ties with their kids, or is that just taking it too far?
I think people be having reasons. I ain't saying him.
I'm gonna say it from my own personal experience. I do feel like some kids do need to cut ties with their parents in order for them to grow and flourish, because some parents are still kids. Some parents haven't grown up and they haven't. And yeah, they haven't learned to really be adults yet. Like, so I do feel like sometimes it is appropriate to cut ties, but that's neither here nor there. We're not gonna talk about my past traumas. We're gonna move on to the next story, okay? So what started as a celebration turned into straight up controversy. 16-year-old track star Clara Adams was on top of the world after winning a 400-meter race. But instead of being crowned, she was stripped of her state title for celebrating with a fire extinguisher. Officials called it unsportsmanlike. Now, this same move was done by Olympic legend Maurice Green, and he has her back, saying he did the same thing back in 2004, and nobody batted an eye at him. So, was it really that deep, or are they just doing too much?
Too much is being done.
Exactly.
She has a fire extinguisher. Evidently, if she won a race, she on fire.
I'm
So
not
what we
gonna
talking
lie.
about? That's right.
I'm not gonna lie, and I hate to make this a race thing, but I feel like if this was a white person, it wouldn't matter. Even though Maurice Green was black when he did it.
Right.
But I just
But he
feel
was
like
already a star, maybe.
I think maybe after the fact.
It's just
I'm
the
not
point
sure.
of we can't do, and I hate to act like, we're always targeted, but we are. And it's
Yeah, it
like
feels
we
that way.
can't celebrate.
She literally aimed it at the ground, though. Like, she didn't hurt anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
It was really harmless. Like, she aimed it at the ground, and it was like, spray, spray. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it, because an official came and grabbed her.
I love it. She said, I burnt this ground up, baby, honey. I burnt that thing. We got to
Okay.
put this out.
But that is so crazy because that can make like a person lose the love for whatever they do.
The sport,
Yes.
yeah.
Because you can't even celebrate. You just got to run and you got to win and you just got to thank you.
Thank you.
A graduation, everybody gets mad if people celebrate at a high school graduation. These are kids. They done went 12 years of school and they can't even shake their shoulders. This is ghetto.
Oh, my God.
Like, we can't do nothing here but breathe. barely could do
So
that.
you think it's really just targeting people, just saying, hey,
any way
black
to
people, y'all can't be celebrating your win.
We can't celebrate in front of them.
correct. Any way to strip you from your medal. Any way.
Because they should have crowned her. But why do y'all think something that was okay for an Olympic champ is now causing so much drama for a high school athlete?
Because they're trying to stop what she's destined for.
And this is
they
high
can't
school
Stop
now, and she's
what
a
you're
sophomore.
destined for. You're gonna be you're chosen, and you're gonna go all the way to the top. They try to stop everybody.
The
Everybody.
thing that bothers me is she's never gonna get this moment back again.
Ever.
You know, like she's never gonna be able to live in that moment where she stands on that podium and they actually crown her in front of everyone.
I hope that this doesn't kill that for her, honestly. But
hope
then
not.
on the flip side, even though I think that this is way too extreme, them stripping her of her medal. But what if we really needed this fire extinguisher? And now
plenty
ain't
more.
nothing left in there.
I hope
She
it's,
didn't use it all.
It
She
shouldn't
just
be
did
the
a little
only
one.
one.
A little pew pew.
Yeah, she just did a little one too. I
It
don't think
shouldn't
she
be
used
the only
it all.
one. It's
And they shouldn't have no empty fire extinguisher out
Extra
there anyway.
ridiculous.
They don't have fires at school. They have gunfires. They
Uh-oh.
can get bullet vests. Let's talk about that.
Oh, Jesus.
I really hope this will. I hope she's not discouraged by this, and she'll keep moving on and growing.
I hope
and
they
getting
give her.
even
I
better.
hope they give her her medal.
I hope so.
Anyways, we got to take a quick commercial break, but don't move, y'all. When we get back, we'll be getting into Girlfriend's Guide and unpopular opinions. So stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Hey y'all, shout out to our viewers at home that are sticking with us on the commercial break. We have a question for you guys and for us at the table. What is something that feels close to begging but isn't? I'm gonna jump right in and go first.
Okay.
This amazing TV station that we work at, AFROTV, the owner, I ain't gonna call his name, but I hope he's watching this, keep promising me crab legs, and I stopped asking because I told him that I felt like I was begging. Now he's telling me that it's not begging, but I feel like it is. What y'all think?
Well,
I think
it might be borderline.
for me, what feels like what's close to begging, but it's really not, is asking twice. Me asking for anything twice, I feel like I'm begging.
And I done asked about 20 times already.
I would say,
I've heard you, friend.
He said he
I
promised.
would say
though.
for sure about
He did.
3
I don't-
times.
He ain't never put no date on it though, so I don't
So
know.
you say twice, and you
I
say
say 3 times, like one follow up after the initial one,
Yeah.
good. The third time, you haven't forgotten.
But you know what's crazy? This is
I could lean
sad,
into that. I
because
could lean into
after
that.
the first time,
Yes.
for me to even ask is already a lot because I don't ask nobody for anything.
Exactly.
So it's like for me to ask one
For
time,
me to double back.
I'm not doing it twice
Right.
because I already asked you, and I
Right.
just feel like I shouldn't even have to ask you because you know.
well,
so no.
sometimes people forget that
Yeah,
first
but
time.
That's me, baby. Hun, that memory is
First time.
fleeting.
But the third time, by
Third time, that's begging.
Yeah,
that ain't
it's
close
borderline.
to begging. That's begging.
Listen, well, there is a famous song back in the day, baby. Say, I ain't too proud to beg. I'm going to beg for them crab legs. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show in a few moments here.
Welcome back. This is the part of the show where we get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. So let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. All right, now this may touch a few souls and maybe even make a few of you mad. But let's talk about money and friendships because that combo can get real messy. A new statistic says 73% of folks who loan money to friends never get it back. 73%. Okay? It starts off as a simple, oh, girl, I got you, don't worry about it. But when payback disappears, child, so does that friendship. And let's be honest, most of us don't even want to ask for it back because we don't want to seem, petty. So meanwhile, the resentment is just building up slowly. So can y'all relate?
Yeah, I can relate.
Me too.
Someone back in LA, they had borrowed some money, never paid it back. Always had an excuse. But then someone I knew borrowed money from my mom, still haven't paid it back. Boy, if you watch
Oh,
it,
Lord.
you know you owe my mama that money. Get it to
Okay,
her.
now what's an amount of money that makes it petty? Like, are y'all coming back for $20?
About $20 now.
Are you okay? You come
But
back
it's
for
like,
50?
what do you mean? Like at the
Nah.
end of the day, $20 is still $20. It's
Right.
not about petty. This is my money.
That's some gas
You know what I'm
money
saying?
right
That's
I'm
that's
not
gas money.
coming back for.
I'm not gonna bother about $20.
I'm not tripping about a 150, 200. I'm not tripping about it. I'm not.
But if you talk about
so
$2,000,
Rich, so when I need-
$4,000,
When I need some money, I know who
it's
to
not.
ask for a
It's
loan
not
from.
just that, but what it is in the church that I grew up in, we always have this premise where they say money may leave your hand, but it doesn't leave your life.
Yeah.
And so I think that sometimes even though it goes out, God sends it back so many ways. Like
Right.
for instance, there was this girl that I went to, I want to say elementary, middle school with, and I probably hadn't seen her. I don't want to tell you how long I've been out of school, but I ain't seen a girl in a tens or 20s of years. And so I found her, I reactivated my Facebook account last year, and we connected, and immediately she was just saying, hey, I have this stuff going on. I'm raising my sister's kids. My sister's incarcerated, and one of them is sick, and just different things like this, and can you spare a couple
dropped all
dollars?
that on you?
No, she didn't. No, I thank God that she said it. You know what I'm saying? And so I, without hesitation, I sent her a couple dollars, and then, maybe once a month or twice a month, she'll say, hey, can you send me a couple dollars? And I just was sending to her without second thought, and I know that it was nothing but God.
Yeah.
And I just was praying for her that God would alleviate the situation.
Yeah.
So about maybe a month and a half ago, she texted me and asked if I could, send her some money to get to the hospital because one of her nephews she was taking care of had passed and her car was down.
Oh my God.
And so we don't have any other conversations other than that. And so, I prayed for her through that. I sent her the money to go to the hospital. And then she texted me this week and said that she got a settlement check and was sending all of my money back.
Are you
Oh my
serious?
goodness, I love that so
but
much.
you did it in a way where you were
I
giving
love
it
that.
to her.
Where you didn't expect nothing in
Right, but
return.
that's what we're
You wasn't loaning
supposed
it.
to do.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to just make sure that our heart is postured in that way and stays in that position, because even though it may not come back from the person that
Right.
we're wanting it from, it was able to in
was
this
still-
situation,
yeah.
but God is still going to send it back some type of way. And I feel like people tend to discredit that. Like when you look at people that may have an absent father, but then you have a man, whether he was your principal or, pastor, that stood in the paint for
father
you.
figure.
But
Yeah.
they're so attached to the trauma that it wasn't their dad that you can't even give thanks for where it did come from.
Like adoption or something.
Well,
Like some people are so upset about being adopted that they turn against the adopted family
Right.
who wanted them, and then the ones who was like, I can't do it, they
Like you mad about that $20 you ain't get back, but
Right.
you ain't thank God for the raise that you just got on your job.
I'm just so happy. I never had to deal with that with friends. Like, if you need something, everybody know if you need something and I got it, you can have it. It's cool. Like,
Yeah.
but I always tell them, just say, can I have it?
Right.
I don't like when somebody say borrow, especially you don't. Just say, can I have it?
Right.
And I'm say, here, you can have it. Like,
Let me borrow this
So
credit
I
here.
I don't like when
Right.
you say borrow, because
Yeah.
don't lie. I don't like liars, so don't lie to me. You need to have it. Here, you have it.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
pressure. So
I
then
learned-
I don't have to feel that resentment.
Yeah, I learned that if you're going to do it, just give it.
Just give
Just
it.
give it.
Yeah.
Here, you can
don't
have
expect
this.
it back. If it's going to be too much that you're going to expect it back, then don't loan it.
Exactly. Don't give out no money
Otherwise,
that you
just
can't
give
afford
it
to
to
lose.
a person. That's right.
Okay, so why do y'all think so many people avoid asking their friends for the money back?
Because it's just weird. Like, because it's like people know what
uncomfortable.
they owe you, and people know, they just know. So it's like, why are you making
You know you owe me
making it
this money.
weird? Yeah, like, why are you like if we my club days, if we're going in the club, well, I'll pay for everybody anyway. I didn't care. But it's just like we're going in the club and you say, oh, I'm gonna cash up to you. Okay, cool. You never forget that you owe, because I don't forget, and I forget a lot. But it's like, here, you
I
can tell
go
me,
forget that
stop
money.
trying to act like you don't know. You know, I don't like when people play on my intelligence.
What I don't like, so I had a story, right? And I had a friend.
Making sure.
I had a friend, once upon a time, and it wasn't my money that, was taken away, but it was someone that I know, like they had basically took money out of their pocket and just never paid it back. But me and this person were supposed to be close friends. So how would y'all deal with a situation like that, where this is supposed to be your close friend and you know that they owe somebody that's close to you money, and they just keep on saying, oh, I'm gonna pay it back, and then they never pay it back, and then now the friendship is ruined over money?
Oh, I don't like
I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have just ate it and paid the friend the money. Because I remember even as being a salon owner, there were so many times where, you know, people would come and they're newly working in my salon and say they do somebody a service, and this is booth rent. So I'm not getting any commission off that. But if their client had an issue or a complaint, whether it was lashes, hair, whatever it was, before I let my business name go bad, I'm gonna say, baby, take this $150, please. You know what I'm saying? And just, so, I mean, that's just how
different
I
when it
operate.
comes to business, though, versus like personal relationships.
Just give it.
Like, I don't know, because I may would have paid it, but I just want to talk to the person.
Pay the money you owe. We got to move on to the next topic, which is unpopular opinion.
You just want to say that.
So, just in case you have not been on social media at all and you've just missed all of the drama between Cardi B and her soon-to-be ex, Offset, they are deep in the middle of a messy and very public divorce. Like, we are literally watching it all play out live online. So, Offset just deactivated his social media again after reportedly snapping on Cardi. Now, allegedly, Tally, she had their son Wave's hair braided just like her new man, NFL star Stephon Diggs. Now, with all the tension already in the air, what do y'all think? Like, do y'all think that this was a harmless hairstyle that Cardi decided to put in her son's head?
Well,
or do y'all think, you know, she was just being shady?
Well, I read that the son had the hair done like before, like in April.
Okay, so she wasn't being messy.
And then shortly after, that's
Stephon
when
got his hair done.
that's when we saw.
So it's social
stuff
media. So everybody should be mad at social media and not Cardi. That's what you're saying?
No, I feel like
I am not saying
Offset
that.
needs to be mad at himself. He's just trying to just be so mad. This is what
See, this is opportunistic.
Exactly.
Created.
This
Hello.
is what you call you're playing a victim to situations that you created.
Just like a man.
You could have been in the house with your son
There
with
you
the
go.
same braids,
Hello.
but you want to be out and about doing whatever you want to
Not the
do.
same
And
braids.
baby, that hella good. That boy liked that hairstyle. And
Isn't she
It do
divorcing
look
him?
good.
One of the reasons is because he doesn't see his kids.
I don't
he's
know.
a
I
cheater.
don't think that's one of the
That's
reasons.
what I read.
I
that
think it's because he be cheating on
I
her.
read one. Well, I'm sure it's.
He
that.
cheating, and now he
another-
try to act like he want to be seeing them kids, but she tells
Right,
him to go get
but
it.
she's
Okay,
saying
about
because
that.
he's not a father who sees his kids. That was in
He
there.
All of a sudden
No,
he
no,
kept
no.
out
But
how the
now
son
I'm
hair
like,
look.
so now you have a problem. Well, if you have such a problem, why don't you see your kids? Take your son, your kids to go get their hair done, and then you won't have to worry about if they have her new man's hairstyle.
Come on, Raquel.
No, so
Boo-hoo!
what is going on as
My
well?
woman
I'm
got
done.
boo-hoo! My woman got a hairstyle that her new man got on my kid. Boo-hoo!
It's the
Give me
fact
a
he
break.
said that. It's the fact he's so mad. He
Just
deactivated
ridiculous.
his page because now he said it's all fun and games until somebody die. Now you
he
want
trying to
him
get
to
a
pass
power
away?
Right, that's too far.
Right. That's ridiculous.
That's way too
Listen,
far.
there's been so much going on in this thing, you know, and it's a mess to see because I don't like to say I'm a fan of anybody. I'm a fan of the Lord Jesus Christ, and that's about it. So I wouldn't consider myself a fan of Cardi, but if I was a friend of hers, because I do like her,
Yeah.
you know, I would tell her, you know,
Khalees.
Khalees, yes,
Okay.
baby, we love you, baby. No, that hair growth journey.
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like respectfully as a woman, like just tone it down a little bit, baby. Like friend to friend, we might be
think she
friends one
doing
day.
too much?
I feel like she's doing a little bit too much. It has nothing to do with the braids. It's just about, you know, over
relationship?
sexualizing publicly. Like at the end of the day, you're in the, you know, and we know this is Cardi B.
I'm about to
but
say, we
you're
gotta
in the
remember who
middle
she
of
is.
a divorce, and so technically, right now, you are still a married woman. Honor that until you are no longer a married woman. That's all I.
You know, I
feel like
just
there's
made
nothing
a
wrong.
post about that yesterday because when I saw the picture of her and her new man, I was actually happy to see. You know, she got a
Her
new man,
happy.
she's over. But at the same time, I had to remember, okay, my flesh is saying, yes, girl. But
Right,
then
but
spiritually,
she's
I'm
not.
like, oh my gosh, she's still married. And
gotta
it's
get them
so
papers.
crazy because it's like, dang, I really want you to be happy. I just hope that, I just wanted to heal and then go about it a long way. Like, get them
But
papers
maybe
signed
they're
and then go
legally
ahead on.
separated though. So
But
It don't
they're
matter.
still
We talking
married,
about
though.
spiritually. You still are one.
Because I get it. Like, I get it fleshy. Like, you know, like, okay, girl, you over
he
here.
done moved on. He out here showing.
It don't matter.
We don't care about him.
We worried about our own salvation.
We worry about our own baby girl.
Get them papers, Cardi B.
Exactly.
Get those papers.
So I can
you
share
can be
your
free.
pictures.
And you
Listen,
can
but
go on.
it's been a lot going on. See, we don't have enough time on this segment too. But even you guys, you know, we missed talking about Stephon Diggs and him
I don't
and
even
Cardi B
follow
being
it,
on the
so.
boat lately, and he supposedly had that pink cocaine. Okay.
What? I don't know what Tally is talking about. That is a wrap for today's show.
Okay.
But before we sign off, we'll leave you with a quote of the day, okay? You are your best thing. And that, my friends, is by Toni Morrison. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will catch y'all weekdays only on AfroTV. Bye.